Today we are here with Kiki from Poi Dog. Not only is Kiki a chef, a restaurant owner, and a leader in the Philadelphia area, she started off with a Hawaiian food truck and transitioned that into the restaurant she has today. We're so excited to share her story with you, and we hope you enjoy it. Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for our International Women's Day video. We're so excited to be here with Kiki at Poi Dog in Philadelphia. It's actually the perfect place for us to start this video, as I actually just got back from Hawaii in January and had an amazing time. The food was incredible, the views were incredible, the people are absolutely amazing. So when our marketing specialist found you on Instagram, we thought this is the perfect place to start. So I'd love for you to just give everyone an introduction about you and the restaurant and how you got started.
So my name's Kiki, and I'm the co-owner of Poi Dog here in Philadelphia in Rittenhouse. So in 3 weeks, the restaurant will be 1 year old, which is crazy to me. We started as a business 5 years ago. We have a food truck that we continue to run now for private events, birthdays, weddings, even funerals. We've catered, and we've catered for everybody from Forbes magazine to the NFL.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's been a crazy ride these last 5 years. So we still run that food truck. We don't vend publicly so much with it anymore. Now we're really focused on the restaurant, but we still do tons of special events.
Okay.
Poi Dog means mixed breed or mutt. So I'm from Hawaii. That's why we serve
so jealous.
food that's from Hawaii. It's really funny when people ask me like, oh, like why'd you choose this cuisine? I'm like, well, I literally don't know how to make anything else. Like,
so it's the perfect thing
to
focus on.
They're like, this is a great concept. I'm like, it's not a concept. I don't know how to make anything else. So I'm actually half from Hawaii and half from Hong Kong. I have one parent from each place, and I grew up in both places. Though I was born in New York City. I came to Philadelphia. I went to Bryn Mawr to continue my graduate studies, and then left with another master's degree, and decided that food was the direction that I wanted to go in. We opened a food truck, and we're like, oh, it might not be a success. Like, if it is, it's not the biggest investment in the world. It turns out it was pretty popular, and now we are here.
So exciting. So, as I mentioned, because International Women's Day is coming up, we wanted to focus on successful women throughout Philadelphia that have made a name for themselves, as we will say, and just kind of get your inspiration, some advice, and just ask a couple questions for everybody watching. So the first thing is, how did you get to where you are today?
Through a lot of trial and error, a lot of luck, and when I say luck, I mean both good luck and bad luck. Like a tremendous amount of bad luck that was maybe offset by good luck, I would say.
You got to get through the bad to get to the good anyway.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of where the business is today, I think we started at a very, very opportune time. So it was towards the middle of the food truck boom in Philadelphia, and basically everybody was really excited about street food, and there were a lot of vending opportunities both through the city of Philadelphia and through private events. And so we came in just at the perfect time to capture all of that attention. And given that we're a pretty unique business in terms of the cuisine that we serve, I feel like that timing was good as well.
Yeah.
And that was an accident. Like, that was totally not planned. We started when we were, because my partner and I, Chris, we both really longed for the food that I grew up eating in Hawaii. And he had been there very many times, and was like, Philadelphia could totally use this. So it was pretty selfish. Like, we're like, we miss this food. We will make this food.
Right. Why not turn it into a business?
Yeah. So that's how it happened. And of course, like, when you start a business, like, there are many challenges, both fun ones to overcome and less fun ones. So I guess that's basically how the business got here. In terms of me personally, both sides of my family are still extremely confused to why. So my entire family, my dad's entire family lives in Hawaii. My mom's entire family lives in Hong Kong, and I live in Philadelphia.
Yeah. So why Philly?
Because I went to school here.
There you go.
That's essentially it. And they're like, why don't you move home? I'm like, well, to which home?
Yeah.
Like, I've never been able to make up my mind. And being from two different places, like, I'm perpetually homesick. So I moved to a third place so I can be, even more homesick, I guess.
Create a new home.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize, but there's such a great food scene in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's a
getting better and
perfect
better.
place to start. So you kind of touched on this already, but did you face any obstacles to get here, and which ones do you think kind of helped you get past them and then get to this stage where you are?
Well, the biggest challenge was that I came from academia. So I studied and taught ancient Greek, Latin, Roman epic,
Wow.
and the reception of Roman epic into later Italian literature. So that doesn't really prepare you for anything
Right.
else. So that was the big challenge, and it took a while for me to realize that surprisingly, like a lot of those things that I encountered in my academic career did help me later on in life. For example, like I taught all the time. Teaching people makes it a little bit less daunting to lead a fairly large staff.
True.
So, and also to explain things so that they're understood, and to be fair, those are all things that I learned as a teacher. But in terms of like direct business experience, like I had none of that. So we enrolled in the small business development centers programs at Wharton to teach us how to do like a P&L and like how to teach us about financials and like what we need to price things at in order to feed ourselves at home.
Exactly.
So like, I think that like looking at how we did that is a very good example of how we looked at every single problem. Like as if we don't know how to do something, or if we encountered a problem, we approached it very methodically. Like, all right, do I need to go to school for this? Do I need to consult an expert for this? Like, what do I have to do to make me into the kind of person that can solve this problem?
Right.
And that's pretty much how we approached like every single thing.
And it's funny because most entrepreneurs will tell you that, you start here and you go all over the place to get to here. There actually is a common thread that kind of goes through it. So even though you don't necessarily see it at first, there is that connection.
Yeah.
So again, since we are doing this video for International Women's Day, do you have any advice for any young women or girls that are, looking to start a restaurant or just start a business in general?
I guess don't let yourself get in the way. Make a plan. I'm very, very much into making a list, making a plan, and tackling things in that way. And everybody has shortcomings. That is a fact of life. And it's just a matter of like how you deal with those shortcomings. And I think that factor in on how successful you'll be later on. Something that's resonated me since I was very young is, and I apply it to big things and little things, but I've always told myself, be better than the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
That's awesome.
And even if it's like, it feels like it's the worst thing, even if it's not the actual worst thing, just I guess step away and think like, no, I'm better than this. I can take care of this.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really great advice. So if you could be anyone in the world, who would you be?
I would be myself.
Oh, I love that.
I like my life. It's interesting.
And what is your number 1 bucket list destination?
I don't keep a bucket list because as soon as I like set my heart on going to a place, I make sure that we go, or I make sure that I go. I know I was talking like the royal we a lot, but for a while it was Burma, and then we went to Burma. So I try not to think of like a big bucket list. Just think in terms of mini buckets.
Okay.
Cups.
Okay. Little cups then.
Yeah.
So now we can focus a little bit more on the food questions. If you were to have your last meal today, which, we're not,
Okay.
what would you have?
No one's ever actually asked me that before.
Yes.
Uni with rice, like fresh, like Santa Barbara uni over rice, with a side of pipikala from Helena's in Hawaii, a spam musubi with extra furikake, chutoro, sliced thick, with a slice of a margarita pizza from Fiscotti's in Brooklyn Heights, which is like the first pizza that I ever had as a kid, with maybe like a little bowl of congee from Tsui Wah in Hong Kong with extra pork floss, and like their crispy noodle dish it's in Chinese it's called yoxi cao mein, but I want like the sauce separated from the noodles, and yeah, that would be my.
You know you own a restaurant when your answer is that. I would have said pizza. So now, on the flip side of it, if you had to make a meal for your hero, A, who is your hero, and B, what would you make them?
I don't know about hero, but can I say I would make a meal for Antonio Banderas?
Perfect.
Okay.
And what would you make him?
A spam musubi.
Okay, there we go. If you weren't a chef, what would you do? Or didn't own a restaurant, what would you do?
I would probably still be teaching ancient Greek.
And one thing that people don't know about you?
I had the perfect answer, and then I just did an interview where I said it, but
You can repeat
okay.
it.
I had two, well, all right, I'll expand on it.
Okay.
I had two very interesting first jobs ever.
Okay.
And it was in Hong Kong. I went to the high school in Hong Kong. The very first one was I used to do voiceovers for talking toys.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So if you own something manufactured in Hong Kong that's like an exercise machine or a clock or like certain talking toys, like Miss Magic Pen, produced in Hong Kong in like the early 2000s, there's a very good chance that I am the voice behind it.
You have to give us an example now that you said
Well,
that.
Miss Magic Pen was one. I did a bunch of alarm clocks. So I was chosen for this job because I speak English that's pretty clear, and I went to a British school, but I didn't sound super British, and obviously I'm American, but I didn't sound super American. So apparently I have a voice that's very easy to digitize.
Interesting.
A lot of the manufacturers were trying to find the right footing of how to tell people what time it is. And this one of the alarm clocks that I did was oh, you can tell people it's 14 o'clock. I'm like, nobody says 14 o'clock. You can say 1400 or 2 p.m.
Right.
But you can't say 14 o'clock. So I actually had to rewrite their script for me on that occasion. My second job shortly after that was working for our church. I was the receptionist who could pick up the phone in 3 different languages.
There you go.
And I took that money, and I was 16 years old and got my first tattoo.
Yes.
Yes.
And what did you get a tattoo of?
A tiny star on my foot right over here, which is a really, really dumb place to get a tattoo because it is so crazy painful.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so now for our fun lightning round. It's just silly, kind of to show everyone a little personality. We're just gonna give you an either or, and you just answer the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay. First one, breakfast or lunch?
Both.
Say brunch.
Okay, brunch. No, lunch.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Good answer. This one's hard.
Okay.
Hawaiian food or French food?
Hawaiian food.
Iceland or Africa?
Oh, I love both. I was in Iceland a year ago. It's been a little bit longer since I've been in Africa. Africa.
Okay. Last one has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
Lion King or Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid.
Oh, come on!
They've got a really cute dog. I really like that dog.
I just love Lion King.
I love Lion King too.
It's my...
I love Lion King.
Yeah.
But that dog.
I know,
Okay.
I know. They're both amazing though.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. We absolutely loved it here. We got to enjoy lunch beforehand. That dessert that you gave me was ridiculous. So I recommend everyone come and stop by. And for those interested in visiting, if you can let everyone know where you are, your hours, and social media.
So we're located in Center City. We're on 21st Street between Chestnut and Sansom. Our social media handle is Poi Dog Philly. That's POIDOG Philly. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't really tweet, so just find us on Instagram. We are open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We deliver, we cater, and definitely come see us.